Hello everybody, my name is Meme Machine and welcome to StarCraft 3. Today we'll be taking a look at the Orcs. Now, I know there's already been footage on the Orcs, but I was given this footage as well, so it's time to shoe in my own shitty commentary.
Did I not mention the vault was Kaya's most heavily defended outpost? We're under attack!
You gave away our position!
I do love to see my enemies at each other's throats.
Wow, what an actual douchebag. Eldar sounds pretty good, actually. The voice actor, at least. I do kind of like... Gorgut's whispering was a little bit cute, I'm not gonna lie. But I'll have to see how he sounds in later on in this video. I did watch a little bit of it. However, it was kind of long, so I was like, yeah, I'm not going to watch this all. I'm going to watch this while recording it, obviously.
Chase them, lads! I want to know where they're rolled up!
One of Gorgut's abilities allows him to launch his arm onto the platform, Dexter's Lab style, and then pull back onto it. It's pretty cool, actually, I'm not going to lie. I like the whole, like, little ring, ring, ring things that go on, or that sound effect. It kind of looks cool. Or sounds cool, my bad. Here we're going to see the scrap mechanic, which allows the orcs to upgrade their armaments to become more powerful. Or you can use scrap to create entirely new units. It's a fairly interesting mechanic, something that I really like. I hope that it's, you can filter it so that units go to auto scrap, reclaim, whatever, yada yada. Instead of like you having to constantly click on the scrap. Because otherwise it's just going to be like really tedious. Got orc boys that are just going to slash around with the choppas. Shooters over there in the back. And I believe tank busters would be the guys with the rockets. Okay, so again with the pull. I believe that just stuns the Eldar for a little bit. I think. Alright. This is a campaign mission, by the way. So right now what you're seeing is not something from a skirmish game or multiplayer game. Which is something like I was looking forward to, but... Campaign is fine, it's a little bit spoilery though. One thing that I know a lot of people critique Dawn of War 3 for, but one thing that I personally love Dawn of War 3 is probably the sound in terms of like the music and stuff. But that's because I like the this guy's work. He also made the soundtrack for Dredd, the reboot for the Judge Dredd movie. And I thought the music in that was extremely well done. Alright, so Orc boys are just going to continue running to their doom. Orc shooters shooting in the back. You know, it's weird. Because I like the shooters' colors and their the projectiles that they fire out of, but the tank busters are kind of like... They're like, ooh, that's extremely red or something. I don't know, it's like... It's too red or something, I don't know. But I like, the orc shooters are just right. But anyway, for those of you who are wondering, tank busters are... I don't know if I need to even, like, explain that, but tank busters bust tanks, so there's that. Alright, so again with the pull, I think it was interrupted by the Banshees, or he was using a second ability actually. Because I know like he tried to use the pull on the Dire Avengers, but that didn't work out. Okay, so here he is calling in some squig bombs. Fairly simple, the unit can call upon these squig bombs to just like go to an enemy unit and then blow up on impact. I hope the guy in question, unfortunately I'm not like directing the camera, so to speak. As you can see, there's the squid bomb right over there blowing up. I'm unfortunately not directing the camera, so I can't like look at the models because I want to see Gorgut's model. I do like the whole hunchback elephant man combination he has going on, but you know, can't really see too much of the model that much. You know what? I think the trail is fine for the projectile. It's just when it first fires, the tank buster, when it first like fires its like gun, it's too massive. It covers up the entire model. Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Of course. I was counting on getting backstabbed like that. Now, Zach Noggin, what sort of lovely fight is lined up for us?
We torched one of their camps just now, but the Eldar got 2 more camping on the ball.
Those bleeding squatters sitting on my prize. We'll build our own war camp here and clear out the Eldar ones.
That sounds like a good plan. Alright, so now we can see some of the base building mechanic of the game.
Wait, boss, the Eldar sending attacks on our camp. Need to Zoggin protected.
Alright, so then we got the wall banners over here, who've kind of been reworked. They call down scrap for the units to sort of claim. And as I said beforehand, scrap is used for upgrading units, but also on top of that, it's really good for creating units right from scratch. So you can get something like looted tanks and stuff. It's fairly interesting. Over there we see the reinforcement mechanic that was prevalent in Dawn of War 1 and 2. Hopefully they make it so that you could just right click on it and it auto reinforces, or you don't even have to right click at all, or you don't have to even click at all and just auto reinforces, but it costs resources. Because that's way better than just clicking R. Alright, so now they're in cover right now. Cover system in this game is extremely simple. However, it's like it is a downgrade from Dawn of War 2, but it's like exactly the same thing as how it is in Dawn of War 1, because Dawn of War 1 is just you in a crater and you not in a crater.
I needed to lead our search for the vault passage. If you can't deal with mere orcs, I'll send another on who I know I can depend.
The Eldar boss is gonna regret not taking me seriously.
Reinforce for trucks. It's a lot of upgrades, actually. Actually not that many, but hopefully the upgrades, like, I like upgrades that aren't really stat upgrades. They're more just upgrades that change up how the unit works. Okay, so you can auto reinforce. Alright, I'm seeing it right now. Fairly cool, actually. Not really much to say here, as because I'm not directly like controlling it. I'm not like giving my thoughts on like how I felt playing the game and stuff. It's more like a case of, oh, does it not auto reinforce? Huh. It's more of a case of me critiquing an already made video. Okay, we got some looters. Let's see what these guys do. Apparently they just shoot the fuck out of things. Alright, they're gonna do some upgrades. Alright. Get laser pointers. I wonder if flash kits are in. That'd be really cool. So is it just that the scrap upgrades their accuracy and their damage, or does it like radically change the unit itself? So that, like, I don't know, let's say tank busters with the looted gun have like a knockback effect or something. That'd be kind of interesting. Maybe, I don't know, flash kits with the looted upgrade get like a chance to stun, a chance to do electric damage, more potent against vehicles, a chance to short circuit vehicles maybe that aren't orc vehicles, because the orc videos don't care about that sort of shit. Maybe there's a chance to maybe some guns can have like an acid effect. I don't know. Change up the parameters of the unit. Make it like so that when it's upgraded it becomes like something completely new. Alright, here we go. Gorguts in the house. Get used to Gorguts. The 2 other elite units are a mech boy and a weird boy, but we won't see them for later. There are 3 resources: requisition, power, and these elite points. Kind of like relic resources for Dawn of War 1. Okay, the pile of guns is working. I like the look of the orcs, their buildings and stuff, and how well animated each of the buildings are. In terms of like the graphical look of the buildings for the orcs, I don't think anybody's gonna really like contend and say, oh hey, these look like shit, because they look really good. Heck, the Space Marines and Eldar as well, actually. The buildings are well done. Oh, it seems like these are just stat upgrades, which, okay, fair enough. A lot of games do stat upgrades, and Dawn of War 1 and Dawn of War 2 did stat upgrades, so that's okay. That truck you can reinforce off of, so that's pretty cool. Let's see if he can like make a unit from scrap completely. I don't know how much scrap it requires. I know there's like a prerequisite amount of like resources he needs beforehand. Even more killy. Even more killy, lads. Did you hear that? I can't do a Cockney accent. Fuck it. Can you imagine getting punched in the face by Gorguts? Flying at you. Your entire skull just like goes clean off.
Got more Eldar gigs marching on our war camp.
I wonder what those like little points above the health bar mean for the Eldar units. Does that mean like the unit is suppressed or something? Or it's in damage, or it's in critical health, or there's no shield? Maybe low health, low shields? This is immediately really cool when I saw it the first time. I do like that animation. We got a couple of abilities over there.
Shut up, you're bothering me.
Yeah, the AI is definitely on like an easy difficulty or something. Which, I mean, it's fine. Though, I think a lot of people would like to see some hard difficulty AI matches. Which is why like I played Halo Wars 2 when I did get access to it on like Legendary, because I knew like I just wanted people to get a feel for how it would work out. A lot of people have looked at this map because this is a video from the IGN footage that they've now given me. A lot of people have said that this map is reminiscent of the Necron, so hopefully we can see like some. I do see some structures that kind of remind me of Necrons, but like I don't know, those floating structures over there right next to the bridge, they don't really look Necron. Like, Necrons have, I feel like the Necrons would be more green. More pointy, not like curved like that. Could be wrong though. I mean, I'm kind of predicting for Necrons to be in this CA mostly because, actually I have no idea. No, I think, it's kind of like that RTS trope of the 3 races come together to fight a bigger evil, so that's why I kind of like feel that way. Though Dawn of War is a little bit weird because there's like every faction's a big evil and there's like 200 factions, so you know, it's like that. Seems like you don't have to build on these resource points anymore. You could just like upgrade them by once you like capture the control point, which I'm good for. I don't really care too much about base building on resource points, unless it's like command and conquer levels of resources. But this is like relic points or like stuff that you build up on. Do you get resources from being on cover? It does seem like that. Huh. I didn't know there was a resource incentive to... Ah, there we go. Finally. We get to salvage whole years. Oh. Okay. Then it went away. Yeah, I don't know. From what little I know of the Warhammer 40k universe, I don't know if they look like Necrons. Those structures, that is. Okay, in terms of the auto reinforce, I think like it works right now. I think the previous time when I thought like it wasn't working, it was probably due to the fact that maybe the player in question wasn't activating it, or like wanted to do it manually. I'm not sure. Or maybe it has to stop moving, like the truck itself. I don't know. I like, there's really so much I can like really extrapolate from like a video that's pre-made. Alright. Got some stupid Eldar tanks. And that girl's just run away. Can you scrap the tank? That'd be really interesting to see like looted fire prisms. I know there's a looted card effect somewhere. I saw one army on eBay that I think went for like $4 grand. It's a looted Necron army. It's really cool, actually. I was thinking like, do I really want to be homeless? You know, good arguments can be raised for homelessness. I get to have my looted Necron army. It does look really good. If you guys have money, don't listen to me. Actually, how are league points gathered? Do you kill units? Is it gathered over a certain amount of time? Is it gained from killing specific units? Is it the command and conquer general system? Like, I mean, is there a relic point? I haven't seen a relic point actually. On the road again. I can't wait to be on the road again. See, I don't know whether or not he's pressing R on the keyboard or if it's auto reinforcing. It's important to me because I know I'm making a big fuss about it, but it's important to me because I just want to know, considering that I'm not the type that will press like R. I'm gonna go insane. Same with the scrap mechanic. I don't want to like constantly like search out for it. I want it to be auto, but like toggleable, you know. Give options to the players, like Burger King, you know, have it. Actually, no, that's Subway. Actually, where they customize the sandwich. Okay, my bad. I'm Gorguts. Ah, so that's his other ability. It's when he twirls his hand around and it hits everything. Yeah, it's fairly memey, fairly orky. Yeah, about right. Is there no wall ability where he gets like increased like damage or something, or he increases the speed of his orcs in the entire game? Is there a passive wall ability? Is a wall just generated through scrap? Is it based? Oh no. Ah, I think it's around the wall towers. Okay. Leggett, lads. Look at that. He can barely move his arm. My arm's slow. I'm Gorguts. Armies are fairly large in this game, actually. I'm not gonna lie. There are no Ultimate Apocalypse mod, but I mean, Ultimate Apocalypse mod is too much. It's like, look, we need to stop at some point. But it's like bigger than Dawn of War 1 battles and bigger than Dawn of War 2 battles, so yeah, it succeeds.
You just say the words.
Okay, he could get a looted tank. What about that? Oh, no, no, no! No! Was that a Death Dread or a Killer Can? I'll never know. Oh, please. Come back to me. Alright, now he's summoning the mech boy. This is where I stopped the video, but I'm gonna continue, obviously, so see what this guy's all about. He kind of looks like the dude from Caroline, you know, the one that's, or Coraline? Actually, it's Coraline, not Caroline. Okay, tractor beam, scrap, scrap, scrap. You can do it 3 times, and then I guess he has to refill more scrap. There is a wall meter above these wall banners. Maybe that designates scrap being generated. Yep, it does. Okay. And then maybe the wall above it is like a ability. Okay, loot a tank. Okay. Yes, Death Dread! Okay, thank you. I can die. I heard actually that the mini-map is customizable. I don't know how much of the UI is customizable, but I would love to see if there were options to just change this whole HUD around. You know, move the units. I would personally move them, like on the side or the top of the screen. Or no, not the top. Probably the side or this bottom over here. Or like I would put it so that they were like on the bottom left of the screen, but I could stack them so they're like 4x4x4x4. I don't know. And I'd like to move all this because I heard you can move around the mini map and resize it at whim if you want. Minimap on this map is a lot more clearly defined than the minimap in the last map. But that map, that snow map was a little bit like too weird personally. It was like, I don't know, I just couldn't like discern what the fuck was going on. This map is actually like yeah, it's really well designed actually. I like it. I like the temple aesthetic. It's blue and contrasts well with the green and the yellow of the orcs.
We must defend our sky portals, brethren.
I do feel like the Eldar kind of blended with it though. Like maybe a navy blue? I don't know. Oh my god, that's deadly. This game is violent. Look at all the blood. Unfortunately, there are no sync kills anymore, so we're not gonna see any of the any like cool animations for any of these guys. It would be kind of awesome to see Gorguts with his arm, right? You know, his detachable arm. He just like grabs a guy, shoots out his arm, right up into the sky, and then smashes him down. Oh god, that would be actually killer. Like that. Well, but instead, like there's an orc unit that he has, like, or not an orc unit, like an enemy unit that he has held in that hand. But the death animations are fairly cool, especially for the vehicles. I like them. I just wish there's more zoom in. That way I can, like, you know, really take a moment to appreciate the artist's work on the models. There's one thing I don't like. It's when you select a unit, there's a highlight over the unit, and I feel like it ruins the models at times. Oh bam, it's the final boss. Or the mini boss actually.
You cannot resist me, Orc.
No, he can.
In both life and death, I remain your time's greatest champion.
Here, like that. Do you see the weird boy right over there? There's like a weird blue silhouette. I don't really like that. I prefer in like games to keep the selection away from the model itself. That way, like, I can still enjoy the model while also having it selected. You know, StarCraft does this well, where there's just a circle below the unit. I guess maybe they thought, like, for units like the Swooping Hawks, that wouldn't... Did he just try to grenade the... Okay. His AI. I guess for units like Swooping Hawks, it wouldn't work out too well. Actually, no, it would work out well. Just my thing, though. I want to see him build a death truck. Just do it! Just do it! Why doesn't he bring the war truck with? Oh, okay. No, that makes sense. I wonder, can you rally the war truck? Like, can you rally old, new units to the war truck? Because that would be interesting. Can you rally the scrap-made units to the war truck? Can you auto-make scrap units? It would be kind of nice to have some sort of automation to allow the players to focus on tactics and the battle itself a lot more. Yeah, I like this music soundtrack. Yeah. Definitely my thing. That's my cup of jam. No, I don't know. In terms of video game soundtracks, it's like, it's weird because so far I've been like listening to Doom 2016 and like Wolfenstein: The New Order and The Old Blood. So this game still has a lot to go before it like improved to me. But so far, like, I'm a fan of Dread, so, and I'm a fan of his work. So there's that. I already like what he's doing. I suppose the question is, how many times can you actually scrap upgrade your units? Like, can you do it 2 times, 3 times? At each incremental upgrade, is it less effective? This guy's spending his resources well. Do you get resources from collecting scrap as well? Like a small resource, like 5 like requisition or something? So the orcs are just a never-ending tide of memes? It's not really building any like bigger units. That might be because of the lack of requisition. Looted tank! Ready for blasting. I'd like to honestly see some squig offs, so it's a little bit unfortunate that all these elite units are like just kind of mech boy, weird boy, war boss. I know for a fact the squig off is going to be a elite unit. I don't know, it just seems like if they're thinking about making like a Wraith Knight an elite unit, I feel like squig off is going to be one as well. Actually, you know what? Actually, no. The Morgonaut makes sense to make it into an elite unit. But there could be like a squig off parade or stuff. There could be more than one squig off. Maybe like a specifically designed squig off, like a chieftain squig off, or I don't know, something. Is that really what a looted tank looks like? I thought a looted tank looked like a Lehman Russ. Though I guess maybe this is the looted tank without the Imperial Guard influence, so maybe like the loot and the scrap creation, the unit creation system is off of the unit that you're versing off against, or the units, the army that you're versing off against. Okay, now we got some killer cans. Would it be better if like units could just like walk over the scrap and then afterwards get automatically upgraded? Just bypassing that animation? Like collecting a crate from a Command and Conquer game. You get like a vet and you're like, bing! That's like the little negative zone thing that has units never seeing your units. So are looted tanks like artillery units now? I didn't really have the punch that I was looking for. Yeah, I don't know. From orcs, I'm like thinking of like big booms, not like that. That's like Imperial Guard levels of booms. Actually, that's an insult to the guard, actually.
Enemy boys are fighting us. Northwest.
Maybe it's the type of cannon that they get access to. Maybe it's like just mission specific as to why they're just arty units. I don't know much about the lore to really conclusively like say like, oh hey, like what the looted tank is. This is just like, these are all like my uninformed opinions, by the way. But I'm kind of like looking at this from a guy who just plays RTS games, not really like a lore loser. Like, so far I do like a lot of like what's being shown right now. The scrap mechanic's really cool. The auto reinforcing is really good. I like the fact that wait, hold on a second. He hasn't built the Death Tread yet at all. Why hasn't he done that? About to say, I love how the Death Treads look, but they're just making like the killer cannons. Also, when a unit's newly made, it has to be healed. Huh. That's actually pretty neato. I suppose it makes it so that the units don't appear at full strength. Why don't you make them half health instead? Because like right now it's like I would send these guys out with this amount of health. It doesn't seem like it's that much of a like a mistake to send them out when they have that much health. I don't know. Just me though. But yeah, I like the scrap mechanic. It's really good. I think like they're doing a really good job fleshing out all the races, more so than Dawn of War 1, 2, and 3. Not Dawn of War 1, 2, and 3. Dawn of War 1 and 2. In terms of like exploring the mechanics around the race and stuff. I do like the models when I can actually see them. They're not silhouetted like that. I know that that's an option I can turn off, so that's why I'm not going to mention it as much. It's just a little bit of annoyance. I like that a lot of the abilities are also auto-casted, so like, you know, I don't have to like worry about just like using this ability, that ability, blah blah blah. I hope scrap and harvesting scrap is auto-casted, like just for like certain like infantry units. Like maybe I don't want to click this unit, that unit, that unit, that unit. I just want to like have it auto-casted, and then like units just go out and just look for scrap. Huh. And I do like the sound design, a lot of the sound design, except for like the voices. I feel like they need to be worked on a little bit more. Effects are a little bit of a mixed bag. But in terms of the gameplay, it's solid. The armies are bigger. The resource gathering is pretty sound, actually. It's very reminiscent of Dawn of War 1 and 2. I'm a little bit miffed on the elite units, but again, it depends on like how they're being like obtained, and I think there's a fair way to do it and an unfair way to do it. Are these things dropping mines? That's actually pretty cool. But I don't know, like right now from what I'm seeing, I'm pleasantly like this is really cool to look at, actually. I am a little bit like on the fence on the whole not moving and shooting at the same time thing. Because Halo Wars 2 has large armies too, and they shoot and move at the same time. So, I don't know. And sync kills are a bummer. Halo Wars 2 also has sync kills, so, I don't know, maybe it just didn't mesh well, I'm not sure. I'd like to definitely. I don't really have any strong opinions yet. Besides like, oh, I think it's cool, or oh, I think this looks awesome, or oh, I don't really like agree too much with this, or I'm not really so sure about this, because like, I don't know, I haven't really played it myself to really make any conclusive results. You know this claw ain't just for show. But yeah, gameplay's solid. I think a lot of people are just like mad about the presentation. And some aspects of the gameplay, of course. What I don't get is why doesn't this player build any like bigger vehicles? Is Lutatanks the biggest you can go? Like in terms of units that aren't elite units. It's like Kanye West song. Interesting. Alright, so this guy's collecting all the scrap at the same time, and he's throwing it back at the enemy, poltergeist style.
This is not the end. Brethren, fall back with me to our webway assembly.
Us! I cobbled together a smaller, more portable version of the tractor cannon.
This is mission 10, so maybe like in later missions you can get bigger stuff. I don't know. If that's the case, I would really like to see just more more skirmish gameplay then. How much of this is left? 8 minutes. All right. Got 8 minutes of memes to watch. Who you gonna call? Shooter boys? Tank busters? Oh god. These memes. How much damage do these mines do anyway when you drop on top of them? I didn't really see much damage. I saw damage from the initial blast, but not necessarily the mine. Here, let's see. Oh, no. I misinterpreted the explosion. But essentially, the blast is the mine. Alright. And the impact is just the mine going in. Yeah, that's I don't know, I kind of prefer the whole, like, direct blowy uppy thing and not mine laying. How you get it down there? Oh, you're gonna take the long way. It'd be really cool if Killican's could just fucking take the rockets and just jump on top of the explosion of the rockets, like rocket jump, like TF2. Didn't just like slam down onto the battlefield. But like at a cost for health, obviously. Didn't see a lot of melee units in this one.
And another weird bridge thing turned on.
If you ain't fighting dirty,
Gorgon's legging it. Is this tractor cannon? Can we actually build it, or like is it just like hyped up for the next mission? Yeah, is there a way to get like direct fire or something for like the looted tank? I don't know if I'm really a big fan of the arty. I mean, I'm a fan of arty for orcs, but I don't know in the looted tank sort of category. Maybe they felt like there was already a tank that fulfilled the looted tank niche of just a big tank unit that does direct fire damage. I like the fire on the backs of these killer cannons. That's some hype ass fucking shit. Woo! These things do look really cool. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm a big fan of the looted tank. It's just a basilisk, really. Why can't it just say looted basilisk? Can they pronounce basilisk? Huh. I didn't really think about that, actually. What can orcs pronounce? What would they change up from the looted basilisk? Like, bassa? No, they can pronounce lisk. Right? Oh, God. I like how putting units into these control groups is visually shown off here, and the HUD kind of changes to fit it. Really cool. Just a little bit big for my taste. If I can make the icon smaller, I'd like that. Or at least represent them by something else. Oh, rocks. Huh? Oh, that's the tractor beam. What?
Here comes a big one!
Where's the big one? Ah. I was curious. I mean, I see what they're going with it, but like, if the Space Marines have a free nuke, isn't that a little bit unfair to have the nuke dictated by like, oh, who's carrying the nuke in general? And that it could be completely stopped in its tracks by just killing that enemy unit? I don't know. I think it makes it so that the orc nuke is just harder to like successfully use, personally. Music's still hype as fuck. Yeah, I don't know if I'm a fan of that. I feel like it's a little bit too hard for the orcs, but it's like too easy for the other races. Now, it would make sense if the damage was like, you know, compensating for that. I don't know if this was like a very damaging effect, more so than the Space Marine or Eldar one. Granted, it didn't look that visually impactful. Besides that rock, that big rock, kind of felt like a medium-sized rock. I don't know. On the fritz. But so far, I'm enjoying the game. I do have issues with it, but these are some of these issues can be fixed just by me going into the options and switching them off, changing up some stuff that like I personally am not a fan of. There are some effects here and there. Voice acting can be louder or something. Maybe like some delivery lines could be eh. I don't know about some of the units, but maybe I'll come to love them later on. And maybe there are like better alternatives than the Luda-Tank. Like maybe there's a Luda-Tank variant that I'm looking for that is direct fire action. That's a tank.
That's an old bunch.
But I don't know. AI is really easy, and I don't. There's no way to like.
My friend, I failed you.
I'm not really making a good opinion on it because I don't really have any like first-hand experience with the game. See, look at this. Those death dreads. That's fucking awesome. Why weren't those used?
Where to now, boss? The roads.
Yeah, I don't know if this is Necron based. Anyway, see you guys next time. Bye bye.